Welcome back to the Castos YouTube channel. 5 amazing things about the new websites we've launched here at Castos. I want to cover those today. I'm going to cheat with number 1. Number 1, we have new websites, right? That's 1 of 5. We finally have new websites. We get rid of the older, that was a clean, minimalistic theme, but now we have 3 new professional, modern, minimalistic looking themes, and I'm excited to show you those today. So number 1, we have new themes. Let's take a look at how to activate those. Go to settings on any podcast that you have in your Castos account. So you can set up one of these themes for each podcast that you have. They can look different. They can have different colors. They can have different hosts. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's expand the website settings. And now under the theme options, you have the choice of choosing between 3 different themes. You can click on the preview button and you can see each theme individually. Let's take a look at that one. Really quick. The Orca theme is more of a modern theme with pretty much in-your-face imagery. It's your podcast cover art, front and center. The next one is more of a cleaner, professional presentation for your podcast. And then the third one really wraps up the minimalistic view. If you don't want a lot of stuff at the top of your website, this one is fantastic. And again, we can change all of this stuff in our Castos settings. So 3 different themes for you to play with, modern, minimalistic, with a lot of customizations. We're going to find out what those are right now. Let's talk about the About page. Let's talk about the About pages and the host profiles. This is something new coming to our theme options. So if we expand the host section, you'll notice that I have a host. It's myself for this particular podcast. And if we look at the navigation links, you can see now we have these 3 choices of pages. We have the podcast homepage, the About page, and the Subscribe page. I want to focus on just the About page right now. What we've done is we've put in these static pages with more to come in the future. But these pages are our most important pages for any podcast. No matter what kind of podcast you're hosting or producing, you're always going to want an About page. And you're always going to want a Subscribe page. Hold that thought for a second. When we click on the About page, you'll see that what we're doing is we're pulling in the full description of your podcast and presenting it in a nice, clean About page. And then if you have your host profile set up, we have your host profile set up right at the bottom to display. Let's take a look at my podcast, for example. If we click on the About page, scroll below, you'll see I have a little bio, an image, and links that go out to my website, my personal website, and a social profile. Those are all located in the host profile section now in your Castos account. So if you're running a podcast with multiple hosts, if you're running many podcasts with many hosts, you can come in here and create new host profiles for each show. Take a look at the details. You can fill out a name, a little bio. You can select which podcast they're hosting. So if you have a dozen podcasts on your account, you can choose those. Upload your avatar image and then your social media profile links right here. And then you assign those on your websites. They'll show up on your About page, on the landing page. You'll see up top here it says hosted by Matt Medeiros. All of this stuff is done for you throughout the theme. So no matter which theme you pick, we're displaying the host so long as you have it filled out. So the About pages and the host profiles, that's going to be number 3 for me. I really love that with our new themes. Number 4, Subscribe pages and custom links. So I was just hinting at that before. If we go back into our navigation link, we have a Subscribe page that we automatically create for you. And it's pretty simplistic. If we click on Subscribe, what it's going to do is show the viewer all of the places that you've connected your podcast up to. You can configure these in the theme options, but what this does is gives you a central page to point to or to link to say, hey, if you want to subscribe, this is where everything is right here on my website. We have some plans for this page in the future, but for now, you can send folks here and they can subscribe to any distribution point, any podcast app that you fill out in the theme settings. Let's take a look at that. If we go to subscribe links, you have all of your options here to fill out for your particular podcast. You simply copy and paste the links there, and it will display in the subscribe page. Next up is linking out to other pages. So if we look at my website, for example, right here, you can see I have this Buy Me a Coffee link that links out to the Buy Me a Coffee website. So if you're running sort of like a donation, Buy Me a Coffee page or a membership somewhere else, you can link that up right in the navigation. If we go back to the navigation link section, you'll see here right below the page toggles, you have two opportunities to put custom links. So you can link out to two separate places. Maybe a primary marketing site for your podcast or a primary company site for your podcast, and then maybe something like a Buy Me a Coffee. It doesn't matter. You have two links to go in and put whatever you want. So subscribe pages, these external links, it makes this solution a lot more powerful for you. And number 5, it's got to be the Google Analytics and advanced options that we have for your websites. If you want to track this stuff, if you want to put a domain pointing to this, all of that can be done right here in the website options. You can paste in your Google Analytics. You can point a custom domain to this. You can change your favicon. You can put open graph descriptions in here for when you share these websites out onto social media, and even change the open graph image. Really taking this a step further, this can be a really complete setup for your podcast website. We love WordPress. We have a WordPress plugin called Seriously Simple Podcasting. We love that solution, but if you don't need all of the things that WordPress does for you, we feel that these websites, these new themes, these new options are a fantastic solution to having an all-in-one podcast website here at Castos, available on all plans. Why wouldn't you use it? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Leave those comments. Let me know, what theme did you end up using for Castos when we launched this back earlier this week? Saw all the folks on Twitter sending us screenshots of their new websites. Folks have been absolutely loving them, and we're so happy for that. All right. We'll see you in the next video.